We're with Cooke, who is where do we start with you, Candy?
I'm a certified general appraiser.
That's the reason we have you here, but you are a whole bunch more than just that.
Yes.
You're a realtor,
broker.
You're a broker,
Right.
all the way to a broker. And something else that's very interesting is, and the reason you and I have a connection is you're an instructor, real estate instructor.
Yes.
And what is one of the you have a certain award you just recently won.
In February, I was named Educator of the Year for the Texas Association of Realtors.
And I want to tell you right now, you bring, you give me a hammer of information that I'm able to impact every transaction with my with my clients. And so I would really encourage agents to come to your class. By the way, that we're not going to talk about any of those secrets. They're going to have to come to your class to see those. But the reason I have you here is to help us talk about appraisals.
Okay.
And what is an appraisal, and how does that impact a real estate transaction?
Okay, let's just discuss appraisals as dealing with a property that's being sold and it's under contract. Okay, we'll just limit it to that one because I think that's what you want to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a lender will do an appraisal to guarantee that there's adequate equity in the property, so that when they loan their money, they know that in the future they can get their money back out of that same property. Okay? The appraiser is working for the bank. They're not working for the buyer. They're not working for the seller. They're not working for the real estate agent. What we're doing is all we're trying to do is guarantee that there's adequate equity in that property. Okay? And we're supposed to be unbiased. We're not supposed to have any connection to anybody in the transaction. Okay?
Great. What can go wrong in this process?
Scenario?
Yeah.
Okay, there's several things. Number one, our agents need to be totally on top of what a property is worth. There's two different things. There's market value and there's sales price. Market value is what the lender will lend. Sales price is with all that extra, ooh, I just can't live without this house feeling in it. That's only one buyer that feels that way. That's not all buyers. So we have to be really careful and make sure we've adequately priced the property so that it can be appraised and it will support the value. The other thing that happens is because we have these new regulations that have been going on, appraisers have been coming out from out of the area, and it is up to the agents. I just preach about it, that it's up to the agents to make sure that you've got a competent appraiser that is coming into your transaction. If they come from out of the area, they still may be competent. If they have been there, they've been doing work there, they have access to all the MLS, all the data. If they don't, there's no way they can possibly value this property appropriately and meet all federal guidelines. So, good way to help out with this, take the lockbox off. Make the appraiser call you. You can talk to them. One fallacy that's out there is that people feel that appraisers, you can't talk to the appraiser. There's nothing anywhere that says you can't talk to the appraiser. The one thing you can't do is you can't influence the appraiser about valuation. Okay? You can't talk to them and say you have to come in at this value. As an appraiser, I want to know all the information. I want to have as much data as I can possibly have about a property so that I can make my judgment call on what the value is. If you don't tell me, how am I going to find out? And one agent said to me, well, I don't feel like I should have to come out and open the house for the appraiser. You're letting loose of the big advantage you have to talking to that appraiser. One of the big things is, you know how every seller wants to give you a list of everything they've done on the property since 1962, single-spaced. Give it to the appraiser. It's a perfect encyclopedia for the appraiser to go through and see what's been done.
Okay, great. So really what you're looking for is you need an agent that is proactive in helping the appraiser make the appropriate pricing decision on their appraisal.
Yes.
Well, let's go. What goes right in an appraisal?
If it's an agent who has truly done their homework, you can provide enough information to that appraiser that the appraiser will have an idea of where it should come in, okay? We get lots of things, people say, well, why do you come in at contract price? Well, what we're doing is trying to assure the lender that they are lending on a property that has enough value, okay? So what goes right is you want a competent appraiser, you want somebody who has good information about the area, but you also, as an agent, have to be involved in this, okay? Pet peeves in the world are the people who don't bother to talk to the appraiser and then get angry when after the fact they've missed something blatant in the whole transaction. Just staying on top of all of this. Also, making sure that your seller understands that, yes, their house is a palace to them, not to everybody.
Great, great. Hey, Candy, we really appreciate you spending some time with us and talking to us today.
This was fun. Thank you.
Okay.